Hey everyone, welcome back to John's Watch. Today I'm taking a look at a new game called Slay the Princess. This game was released on Steam on October 23rd, 2023. Its regular price is $23.49 Canadian or your regional equivalent, and it's developed and published by Black Tabby Games. Now I took a look at the demo for this game back in longer ago than I thought it was. It was February 2023. I would have said it was like 3 or 4 months ago, but how time flies, I suppose. And I was super impressed by the demo, and I decided not to play any more of the demo and just wait for the full release, because I thought it would be more fun to play through everything all at once when it was all available. And so because I covered the demo, I didn't want to just basically play what you'd already seen in the demo again. So I've been playing this offline, and that's the footage you're going to see in this video, because I just wanted this video to be different from my video on the demo. So I've played for 2.4 hours according to Steam. I think about 2 hours of that was on Steam Deck. It works great on Steam Deck. It's got controller support. And then the last 0.4 hours, I guess, was on PC to get this footage. And that 2.4 hours was enough to get one ending, I guess. The achievement I got just says, finish the game. And there's kind of like a very, very short ending you can get, and the very short ending doesn't count. So, yeah, I got an achievement for finishing the game, I guess. So I've done one playthrough of the game. And like I said, that took me 2.4 hours to finish one playthrough. And in that one playthrough, I unlocked 23 achievements, which you might think sounds like quite a lot of achievements, but there's 97 achievements in this game. So if I want to go back and make sure I see multiple endings, I believe there's probably multiple endings. I know there's a lot of stuff I didn't do in the game, obviously because I'm missing 74 achievements. I will have to go back and play more of it, which I will be doing. So how long to beat says the main story takes about 3 hours, so I'm a fast reader, even though I'd definitely listened to like the voice acting, so I still finished it a little bit quickly. And then a completionist playthrough will take 5 hours. I think I could probably do a completionist playthrough in about 4 to 5 hours, I imagine. I think by the time this video comes out, I will have finished the game completely. I'll probably have 100%ed it and got all achievements. So if anything comes up when I'm 100%ing it that I want to mention it, I'll say in the comments below. So in this game, you play as, I guess, a hero is the best way to describe your character. It's a visual novel, as I'm sure you know from looking at the footage. And you're accompanied by the narrator, who, right from the start, explains that you're walking towards a cabin in the woods, and there's a princess in the cabin, and you have to slay her, or the world will end. And you get so many different choices in this game. You'll probably have seen it in this video so far, but like even from the first bit of the game where the narrator tells you that you have to go slay the princess in the basement, you get like, it's something like 8 different dialogue options to choose from, where you can say like, why should I do this? Like, tell me more. Like, okay, I'll go do it. Why not? I'm excited to do this. And there's so many different options. As well as the narrator, you'll also be accompanied by the voice of the hero, which is why I say that you play as the hero, I guess. The voice of the hero kind of accompanies you, and he kind of plays off the narrator. He appeals to a different sensibility than the narrator does, I guess. The narrator is very laser focused on the world will end if you don't kill the princess, and the hero, or the voice of the hero, kind of questions it a bit more. And so as far as I've been able to tell, each kind of loop of the game, because it does loop, each loop is divided into between 1 and 3 chapters, I guess. And depending on what actions you take, it depends which chapters you get to in the loop. I'm gonna try and leave it somewhat vague, but I do need to talk about some of like the meta narrative and the meta progression. Otherwise, this video would be like 5 minutes long, and I'd like have to end it here. But I do recommend people play it for themselves, because it's really something pretty special. So for example, if you go into the cabin and you just instantly slay the princess without ever talking to her, she'll die, and you'll move on to chapter 2, which is just a completely separate scenario from any other choices you could have made. If you go and talk to the princess a bit, and then decide to slay her, she'll most likely be able to evade your attack, and that'll take you into another chapter 2. You can go down there and talk to her and try and free her, which again takes you to a different chapter 2. And some of the chapter 2s, depending on your choices, also lead on to a chapter 3 as well. And for the most part, these loops, I guess, like chapters 1 to 3, normally took me about 20 minutes, I would say, 20 minutes to half an hour for each of these loops. And as far as I can tell, as best I can remember, you have to do, I think it's 4 or 5 of these loops to get to the end of the game. And when you're at the end of the game, it kind of shows you sort of glimpses at what loops you'd done before, which was very fun to see all over again. And obviously things in the world change in the chapters depending on what you've done before, especially in chapter 3. Like the whole the whole environment and everything will be very, very different compared to how it was in chapter 1, for example. The music is also another area where the game really changes depending on what chapters and what paths you're on in the game. The music does a really, really good job of kind of showing you what sort of path you're on. It can be quite happy, joyful, promising music. It can also be very, very sinister and scary music. So it's a very good indicator of what kind of actions your hero is taking. And as you get into chapter 2 and chapter 3 of the loop, you'll have a new voice added to your party, I guess. So in chapter 1, it's just the narrator and voice of the hero. Depending on what actions you take in chapter 1, changes what other voice you get in your party. So sometimes you get a voice of the guilty, or a voice of the stubborn, a voice of the smitten, stuff like that. And then sometimes you can go on then to chapter 3 and you'll get another voice added to the party, to the group. And all the voices are voiced by the same person, and I believe he also voices the narrator. And you can tell that it's all the same person, but he does a really good job of embodying the emotion that the voice is supposed to have. Like, voice of the smitten sounds very different to voice of the hero, for example. So I'm going to leave the video there because I do think it is worth playing this game for yourself. I don't want to spoil all the secrets or show too much later game stuff in this video, because it is really cool. There's a lot of kind of, Lovecraftian sort of themes in this that, I think a lot of people will probably like. So just a bit of a shorter video here, but kind of tough to do it any other way without spoiling too much and without just playing through the game, which I'd already done in the video I did on the demo. So there you go, that was a look at Slay the Princess. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!